Hey, I'm trying to get back into the rhythm of working on YouTube videos because I didn't for a while. So I decided to throw in all my videos from last year into one video. Not all of them. I don't think I'll be doing the last one I did, which is the one on Dusk's Dawn, because that one might be a bit much. I don't know. If it's in there, I'm a liar. But it's going to be chronological from the first one to the last one. I did actually go in and add a couple things to the very first video, which is pretty rough. Basically, all I did was put, like, the music text and a background. Everything else is still the same, including the scuffed audio. So, there's that. Other than that, yeah, I'm probably also gonna put in, like, a couple of things here and there, like, updates for things that are just like, hey, things have changed, or whatever. So yeah. This is what I've decided to do instead of my laundry. You know what, New Year, new me, I'm gonna stop procrastinating on stuff. Enjoy the video while I fold my laundry.
LEGO games have been around since 1995, with LEGO fun to build on the Sega Pico. But since most people don't know what a Sega Pico is, most see LEGO Island as the first LEGO game. And since LEGO Island, about 85 or so LEGO games have been released, according to the Wikipedia article I stole this information from. So, you know, take that however you feel. It counts like online Flash games. So it might not be that trustworthy. Believe it or not, most of these LEGO games are actually based on their own brands. But if you think LEGO games right now, you're probably going to think about the licensed games. And most likely, it's going to be Star Wars. You know, nostalgia. But believe it or not, Star Wars was not the first license adapted into games. That honor goes to LEGO creator Harry Potter, a spin-off of the LEGO creator game. Both the original book and Chamber of Secrets got a game the same time that the movies came out, where the game's based on the books and based on the movies. I don't care enough to check, but LEGO Star Wars was a different beast entirely. Instead of being a park manager, a digital model builder, or like any other game genre that just kind of had a LEGO coat of paint brushed onto it. No offense, LEGO Racers, you're amazing. LEGO Star Wars kind of did its own thing and was its own unique take on a collectathon. And obviously, people liked it because this game got many, many successors. Traveler's Tales, really? Well, they know when they got a good thing going. Oh yeah, Traveler's Tales. Nowadays they're known mostly for making these games, but even before the LEGO games, they had a bit of a pedigree behind them. They made games like Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic R, Crash Bandicoot The Wrath of Cortex, and Rascal. Okay, maybe prodigious is the wrong word. Okay. Those games were their weakest link. Oh my god, I think I'm funny. But they also made the Toy Story games, the SNES one, the Buzz Lightyear one based on the second one, and the racing game, and the other Buzz Lightyear one. Okay. They made the Bugs Life game, Mickey Mania, and right before they did LEGO Star Wars, they did Crash Twinsanity. Huh. Yeah, Traveler's Tales knew how to make a good tie-in game, and you could tell how much effort they put into whatever games they're given. So, yeah, probably giving a LEGO game to them was a good call in the end. And as you could probably guess, LEGO Star Wars, it did pretty well. Yeah, LEGO Star Wars was a massive hit, but I'm sure to some surprise, it didn't cover the original trilogy, it just covered the new ones. which is even weirder because the actual toys did both the prequels and the OG movies. So, the game only covered the prequels, outside of like one bonus level, and it would be kind of stupid not to make a game based on the original trilogy. Yet LEGO Star Wars 2 was an inevitability. Released on September 12th in the US, coincidentally, releasing alongside re-releases of the movies the games are based on. Oh boy, market synergy. It did alright. It sold 1.1 million copies in its first week, and by 2009 it sold 8 million copies. Oh lord! And that shows even the general public has a bias for the original trilogy over the prequels. They're not that bad, I swear. They're just kind of talky. So, Lucasfilm had a massive success on their hands. And, Lucasfilm wasn't the only company doing well, as the LEGO Group itself was enjoying a bit of a success, especially since this was, in that time where they weren't exactly doing so hot. So, having the brand be connected to one of the most successful games of the era, pretty positive, pretty good. So they decided to ride that success for the rest of the time, basically. But before they moved on to all the franchises they eventually did, they had to get LEGO Star Wars 1 and 2 onto newer platforms. Because the first game only came out on the last gen, and the sequel came out on the last gen, plus Xbox 360. Or was 360 the one? So someone came up with the brilliant idea of just mashing the two games together into one full game. 1 year after LEGO Star Wars 2, LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga came out, and it did pretty well. 15 million copies. Well, to be clear, I'm covering The Complete Saga instead of the first two games separately. Because, it includes all the content from the first two, as well as, new things that are, meh. It's also still on the market, as you can buy the game on Steam for $20, and can also get mods for that version, if you can figure out how that works. I never can. With that being said, I'm not playing the Steam version, I'm playing the Wii version. Because, look, I bought all these games before I got a PC, and my PC doesn't like it when I record games from it. So you know what? Wii version. Despite the fact I'm playing on the Wii, the graphics are not compromised compared to the HD versions. It looks really, really good for Wii. The sound design. All the music was taken from the movies and sound effects and even some voices, believe it or not. Of course, the droids and all the alien creatures get all their correct sounds, but a lot of characters from the prequels get their death cries from the movies, like Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme. Except they kind of bumped it up a couple octaves, okay. And Yoda's death cry is his battle cry from his fight with Count Dooku in episode 2. Which somehow works as both a battle cry and a death cry. I think it's just a really funny soundbite, so it was a good choice. Sadly, no one from the original trilogy gets any soundbites for them. It just get generic screaming, and that's kind of sad, honestly, because you can't tell me they didn't try to fit Luke's no into his death cry at all. While we're talking about sound bites, I think it's important to point out that while they might have taken some sound bites for the movie, the game's cutscenes are completely voiceless, opting out of telling the story with voices instead of just with grunts, hand movements, and a heavy amount of slapstick. It's neat to see how they work around things like the "I am your father" scene, that Vader just pulls out a picture of Padme and points at her stomach. It's amazing. What's even more amazing is how straight they play some scenes. You'd expect them to play scenes like Obi-Wan's death, the fight on Mustafar, and Qui-Gon's death with at least, some levity, maybe some humor, but it's taken completely seriously. At the end of the day, the sounds and the graphics and all that, those are just tertiary stuff. What matters is the gameplay, and that takes a little explanation. Well, not the moment-to-moment gameplay. That's just breaking objects and building them back up. And, occasionally you get into combat, and at that point you kind of just press one button, and that's about it. Gameplay's not about the combat. It's mostly about solving environmental puzzles, and most of them are pretty great. And some of them are that cart puzzle. But, other than that, I never really got stuck on any environmental puzzles, except Yeah, repeat. Vehicle missions are also here. Oh my god, these things are abhorrent. It's super slippery. You can't hit anything. And it's like, there's one level in The Empire Strikes Back that requires you to carry 5 photon torpedoes, and you can only carry 3. You die super easily. It's loud and annoying. The gameplay... Oh god, the vehicle levels are so bad. But what's the end goal? Why do you do all this? Well, to play reinterpretations of the movies, obviously. But if you're just here for that, you get 36 levels, and so you've still got a little bit of playtime ahead of you. But when you finish each level, you notice 2 things. 1, you unlock free play mode, and 2, you get a gold brick. The gold bricks are essentially a checklist, as you get one for pretty much everything in the game. You get a gold brick for finishing each level. You get another gold brick for collecting everything in free play mode. Oh, wait, free play mode. Free play mode is essentially when you complete a Lego set, like it's a massive Star Destroyer, and then once you're done building it, you destroy it and see if you can build like the Taj Mahal out of the pieces or something. You can take pretty much every character from the game and run around any level you want, collecting all the things you missed the first time around. You're going to miss about 9% of the items on your first time around because you won't have any of the abilities you need. Because all of the collectibles are locked behind some kind of wall or something that requires an ability that no character you have in story mode has. Mini kits are the main collectibles in each level, and getting all 10 will get you a gold brick and a little model vehicle you can look at in the hub. Aww, it's adorable. You can also get a huge stud bonus for getting them all. So, oh yeah, studs. They're the game's currency. You can get them by pretty much any means. You're never really going to be struggling to find studs. And it's good that they give you studs. And it's good that they give you enough studs because you get a little stud collection meter. And when you fill it out, bam, you get true Jedi. And you get another gold brick for that. Thank you. And you can also use studs to buy characters and around, like gold bricks, which are... Oh, gold bricks. So, gold bricks are like Game Shark codes, except they're built into the game. Woohoo! You find them in levels, usually in special rooms made for them, and like nothing else. That's a lie. Sometimes they're like special places. And they give you things like a mini kit detector, the previously mentioned stud multipliers, a red brick detector, and of course, Super Gonk. So, what do you get for 100%ing a game? Nothing. You get nothing. Perhaps the real 100% completion were the friends we made along the way. Okay, but really, you may not get much from completing the game, but it's just fun to complete it. That should tell you how much fun this game is, that you could not be rewarded with anything, and, I'd be okay with it. Okay, fine. You do get rewards for getting all the gold bricks. It's this stud fountain in the courtyard of the Mos Eisley Canteen, which unlocks all the red bricks after I've gotten them all. Okay, now I'm offended. Okay, time to wrap this up. Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga is the one Lego game I'll recommend to anyone, as it is very high quality and most consider it the best Lego game ever made. Would I consider it that? No, I don't. I think a couple of the future Lego games rank much higher than this one. But I'll say, after all, like 23 counting the Skywalker Saga, which isn't out yet, this would rank like number 4 on the list. Don't let my ranking of the game give you the wrong idea. I love this game so much as everyone else. It's rather high on the list. Why am I saying that? The humor, the animation, all the collectibles, the sound design. It just hit everything right on the head. And 15 years later, still one of the best Lego games you can play. Alright, Nintendo, where the hell do you get off having a direct at 4 o'clock? Now, I have absolutely no expectations going into this.
I rushed home for this. Oh, this picked up fast.
We've got more, bringing even more charm to these characters.
You're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Another full
I can dig it.
in Advance Wars Camp.
April 8th.
Nintendo Switch system, April
So I have 3 games I'm looking forward to now.
on Nintendo. In No Man's Sky, every star is the light of
Well,
the sun.
I guess this is kind of the game that was like the, oh, I'd never expect that on Switch. Because it's true, I never would have expected this on Switch. Also, you know, with updates, I think it's gotten better. Finally glad to see something like this back. Is this what Next Level's been working on? That's awesome! I've never played these games, actually, but still, it's really cool. Oh, and the art style looks so good.
Mario Strikers Battle League.
Yeah.
Prepare for launches on Nintendo Switch June 10th.
That's pretty snazzy.
Today on Nintendo eShop.
Nintendo Switch this summer. And in the future, the sequel, Front Mission 2 Remake, will also launch on Nintendo Switch.
Now that's a bit ambitious, announcing that now.
Get set for a high-octane Disney and Pixar combat racer.
What?
From the creators of the Asphalt series comes rip-roaring racing action across Disney and
The Asphalt
Pixar-inspired
series.
racetracks. Race as a legendary roster of characters on high-speed
Ha.
circuits, using each one's special ability. Disney Speedstorm is a free-to-play game.
Oh no.
Bringing more exciting Disney. Dive into these classic franchises on Nintendo Switch.
Alright, what you got?
Unleash the power of the Force in this classic Star Wars
Ooh.
as Darth Vader's secret apprentice.
I'm in.
Devastating force power coming to the Nintendo Switch system.
Wow.
One fateful day,
What do you
protagonist
know?
Surge wanders into an alternate us. Radical Dreamers, originally released on the Satellaview, is included. Experience the origins of Chrono Cross.
That's actually pretty neat.
Chrono Cross, the radical.
Does that mean we're gonna eventually get other re-releases of Satellaview games?
On Nintendo eShop.
It's a bit of a push, but you know. Ah, here's my boy. Here's the pink boy. He gets to drive a car. Oh.
Usual mix of nature and civilization.
God, this game looks so great.
Rescue the kidnapped Waddle Mode.
Uh.
Inhale the car to zoom around.
Okay, someone's having fun.
Vending machine to attack with juice cans. They'll also change Kratos' appearance and make him even
That looks
more
amazing.
powerful. You're gonna have your hands full of games with these
I
collections.
already do.
3 Kingdom Hearts collections are
A reminder that Square Enix either couldn't or didn't want to get a couple PS2 games working on a Nintendo Switch.
TV, tabletop, or handheld mode.
Kingdom Hearts 3, no, that's understandable, but they couldn't get PS2 games
All 3
working.
game collections. Klonoa is coming
Ooh.
to Nintendo Switch. Grab and throw enemies.
This
Use
is
each
really
turn
nice.
to your advantage. Also, Klonoa 2 is included.
I would expect it to.
Great adventures when Klonoa Fantasy Reverie Series launches on Nintendo Switch July 8th.
That's really neat.
We're so glad you're here.
Portal 1 and 2 on Switch, baby.
Come here often. Either Sirius Lab
That's so neat.
and warp to other areas
I-
to find.
Ah.
Still unconfirmed.
Hmm.
You can pass through portals, and so can cubes, lasers, and
I have these on Steam. I need to play them.
personality. The sequel at Switch this year.
That's very nice. I like that.
A classic comes alive. Previously unreleased outside of Japan. the
Oh, that's
RPG
why I don't know it.
Makes its overseas date become the strongest there ever was.
Okay, let's be fair though, even though a lot of these I don't care about, this one I actually am interested in because I'm pretty sure I've heard of this and it's interesting.
What others?
How was that? Next up is this. It's of the Wii Sports series.
Yes! Yes!
Nintendo Switch Sports.
It's Wii Sports, baby!
Here are the
What the
sports included in the
what?
Nintendo Switch Sports game.
What are those?
You might recognize these three from past Wii Sports games. Tennis. Rally by gently swinging the Joy-Con.
But those aren't
controller at the right
Mii's.
time. By attaching a Joy-Con controller to the belt strap
Oh my god, yes!
with the physical version
Yes!
of the game, you can play shootout mode with intuitive kicking motions.
Yes!
Badminton. Control your shots left and right.
I
while
love
flipping the
stupid
shuttlecock
stuff
in
like
the air.
this.
Unleash powerful smash shot across all
Huh.
sports.
I'm glad they've added those. Hopefully it'll work on like
Opt
Wii
for
U.
random matchmaking. The more you win, the tougher the players you'll face. Try taking on this challenge.
How was that? Since I'm already
Am I-
here,
am I
wanted
allowed to
show you
use
some
Mii's in
gameplay
it?
of One of the newly added sports, volleyball.
All right. Oh, we're doing this. Volleyball.
Those are Mii's.
Sport in Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yes, we can use these. That's good. I like that.
It's now.
Well, I can dig that.
To Nintendo Switch Sports.
Like my one negative I have is now
Game launches
quelled.
April 29th.
I can dig it.
We're planning a free update. We're also planning a second free update this fall that lets you enjoy golf.
So I'm guessing this is another case of just the finish it later approach. But you know what? I think that's okay with this kind of shit because it's like a.
Before the game launches to evaluate various technical aspects.
How do I join this?
We'd definitely like to ask for your help with this. Online playtest will only be available for players with an active Nintendo Switch online membership shown on screen. For those who are interested, please visit the official Nintendo website for more details.
I'm looking forward to it.
More Cuphead action awaits in the paid DLC.
Wait a minute.
Cuphead, the delicious last course.
We finally got news on this?
Brand new Inkwell Isle. Defeat getting hit even once causes a game over in the brutal Dread Mode difficulty.
Huh.
Can you face this new challenge?
No, I can't.
Something's bound for Nintendo Switch.
Are we finally getting Earthbound? Yes, okay. All's right with the world. I honestly thought that like RPGs would never come to like the Switches online. I like how this can just be a casual headline and not be a big thing and everyone's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. It's still really cool to see this game get re-released though, because it used to like never happen. Also, a re-release of this, Earthbound Beginnings, makes sense. Because, you know, they did it on Wii U. Even better! And you don't even need the expansion pass for it.
What did you think? Here's some news for Mario Kart fans. Many of you have been enjoying the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe game since its launch in 2017. So, we've been working on remastering select courses from across the Mario Kart series.
Everyone wants Mario Kart 9! And and Nintendo's just like, oh, you want DLC. Got it. This is more, those were Mario Kart Tour tracks. Hold on. I just realized it's Coconut Ball! And Mario Kart Tour? We have to acknowledge that now? I'm okay with that. Do we get DLC characters as well?
This is the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass.
I'm surprised it's happened so far in.
Some courses from past Mario Kart games. 8 courses will be released at a time over 6 waves. That's 48 additional courses we plan on releasing in 2023. Courses such as Coconut Mall,
This is better! How much is the DLC?
Chaco Mountain,
How much is the DLC?
Tokyo Blur.
How much is the
The
DLC?
first wave. Of course, you can play these courses locally and online.
Okay, but how much are these courses? How much is it? God, this looks so clean. I like it.
The first wave of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass will launch March 18th. Pre-orders begin today on
$24 for everything?
Enjoy this DLC at no additional cost with a Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack membership.
I'm not buying the expansion pass.
Booster Course Pass on its own.
I'll buy it on my own. You know, $25. That's
How was that?
48 courses. Oh my God, that's a
Mario
steal.
Kart 8 Deluxe. This next
I've never played a Xenoblade game, so I don't care. But hey, you know what? Still snazzy. That fast? Okay. So, Mario Kart 8 is getting DLC. Great! 48 courses for about $25? That's even better. They look to be taken directly from Mario Kart Tour? That's a little bit of a downer, honestly. But at least that means we have some idea as to what courses are coming for the DLC. Kind of, as Mario Kart Tour only has like 39 tracks at time of writing. 40 now, because apparently the one that added the Beanstalk level that's coming in the DLC is included. And like Coconut Mall isn't in the game yet, and that's going to be one of the ones for the DLC. So, you know, maybe they built that one from the ground up for both of them. So, you know what? That doesn't matter. So before we get into the lists, let's take a look at the courses that are in the trailer so we know for a fact they're coming. Number 1, Paris Promenade. Number 2, Tokyo Blur. Number 3, Shroom Ridge, which is newly remade and is probably going to be put in Tour at some point. Coconut Mall, again newly remade, hasn't been included yet. 5, Toad Circuit. There wasn't supposed to be numbers. Toad Circuit from 3DS, which is included in Tour. Sky Garden just got added to Tour. Ninja Hideaway, and finally Chaco Mountain. Okay, with that being said, let's move on to... Starting off the SNES Retro courses, we got Mario Circuit 1, 2, and 3. They probably won't include them all. They're only going to include one most likely, so... Donut Plains 1 and 2. They're probably only going to include one, but also Donut Plains 3 is in the base game, so... I'm just going to assume they're going to include one, but it's highly likely they're going to include none of them. Ghost Valley 1, and apparently also 2 was shown off but not added. It's kind of weird. Choco Island 1 and 2, Vanilla Lake 1 and 2, Koopa Troopa Beach 2. No Koopa Troopa Beach 1, which meh. And finally, Rainbow Road. That's included in the base game, so they're probably not going to add it. We got Koopa Troopa Beach, Calamari Desert, Frappe Snowland, and Choco Mountain, which isn't showed off, and Royal Raceway. which is included in the main game, so probably not adding that one. For Super Circuit, we got Bowser Castle 1 and 2, and honestly, I really like Bowser Castle 3, because, you know, on Wii it was pretty fun, so I actually hope they include that, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Koopa Troopa Island! Yep. Sky Gardens, we already saw that in the DLC, and Summer Wilds. Honestly, that's one's really cool in Tour, because, you know, I played Tour, it's pretty good, it's a pretty good track. For GameCube representation, we got Yoshi's Circuit, already included in the base game, and Dino Jungle. Mario Kart DS is up next, and we've got Luigi's Mansion, Waluigi Pinball, DK Pass, and Airship Fortress all putting forward their best. Wait a minute, all those tracks were included in Mario Kart 7. Mario Kart Wii only has 2 tracks, and that's Maple Treeway and DK Summit. Mario Kart 7 has a lot of tracks. Toad Circuit, Daisy Hills, Cheep Cheep Lagoon, Shaghead Bazaar, Mario Circuit, Rock Mountain, Wario Shipyard, Neo Bowser City, which is included in the base game of Mario Kart 8, so it's fine, Rainbow Road, the best Rainbow Road, Rosalina's Ice Castle, and 3DS Bowser's Castle. I need to sidetrack a little bit here, because I've noticed when playing Mario Kart 7 on my own time, a lot of these tracks were somehow included in Mario Kart 7, at least the more complicated tracks. So I feel like we can also look to that for future DLC, which means it's highly likely Koopa Cape is getting in. Yes! Okay, but why does Mario Kart Tour soundtrack absolutely slap, though? We got New York Minute. Pretty good track, honestly. Tokyo Blur and Paris Promenade, both already in the DLC trailer. We got London Loop, Vancouver Velocity, which I honestly love. It's a really good track. Los Angeles Laps, Merry Mountain, Berlin Byway, Ninja Hideaway, DLC. Sydney Sprint and Singapore Speedway. So, that leaves 44 tracks counted for. That means there's about 4 tracks unaccounted for. So, I'm now gonna list the tracks I want. Number 1, Toad Factory. Really cool stage. Number 2, Daisy Cruiser. Very fun, easy. It was in Mario Kart 3DS, so it's probably coming soon. DK Jungle, personal favorite of mine. Loved it on Wii. It would work great either way. Delfino Square, also really cool. Banshee Boardwalk, really fun. Koopa Cape, pretty fun. And Woohoo Loop.
I like the Wii. Perfect your art.
And I have to sidetrack again. Since Mario Kart Tour tracks are being included in the DLC, I have to ask, is Mario Kart Tour alright? Not like gameplay-wise, I've played it, I think it's pretty fine. No, I mean, like, is it safe? Will it be delisted soon? Because I see stuff like that and immediately go, oh no, everything's coming down. And probably not. It's like Nintendo's second best performing mobile game outside of like the Fire Emblem one, and also that's not including Pokemon Go. But at the very least, the inclusion of these tracks will at least preserve them if anything were to happen to Mario Kart 8. At least until the Switch service is going down like what's going on with 3DS and Wii U next year. But I guess the question is now, what's going to happen to this DLC when the Switch's eShop ends? I mean, everyone's expecting Mario Kart 9 for the next console, but it's highly likely Nintendo might just port over 8 Deluxe with all the DLC included, like Well, like what they did with the Deluxe initially. But hey, it's not like they would ever do that. Mario Kart 8 will never die! Sonic the Hedgehog, apple of Sega's eye. You know, until Yakuza happened, now it's the apple of Paramount's eye. With a massively successful movie that managed to outdo the quality of the recent games. Good PR because they actually listened to fans when they changed Sonic's design, except they didn't change it because of fans, they changed it because literally everyone was making fun of it. And you know, it just being a pretty good movie, as is. And of course, there's a new movie coming out relatively soon. And because of how positive everyone seems to be about the new movie, let's talk about Sonic 4, because everyone deserves to be as sad as I am. So, Sonic the Hedgehog 4. What do you say about it? Oh yeah, it's garbage. But the question is, why is it garbage? Well, it's probably because it started off as a mobile-only spin-off seemingly named Sonic the Portable, going by a background in Casino Street Zone. Oops. And then I guess they just went, you know what would be funny? Bam, Sonic 4 Episode 1? Why is it episodic? I don't really know. Telltale was having success with it until they weren't, and then Sega went, sweet, we can release tiny games and get away with it, finally! And that's how a mobile phone game ended up on actual consoles and Steam. To make things clear, I'm covering both Sonic 4 Episode 1 and 2, and I'll talk about Sonic 2 a little later. Right now, it's Sonic 1's time to shine, and if I'm to believe critics, it is going to shine, because they gave it glowing reviews. I mean, look at IGN's review.
Breathe easy, Sonic fans. Sega got this one right.
Okay, look, IGN is just meant for the general public, and it's just really meant to gauge whether something's gonna be worthwhile to buy or not, and, you know, what the public might like. So, you know, that's a totally fine thing. If it's games that people think aren't that good, they give it an okay score, because, you know, it's meant for more the general consumer. And with that being said, they were completely wrong about this. Before I start, I just have to say, it's really hard to get the Steam version's game working, because the game's launcher runs in Java. For some reason. I had to download a fan-made launcher just to play it, and once you get the game running, I regretted my life choices. This music is just awful. It's like the devs look at the Genesis games and went, oh, they forgot to add the Genesis twang to these. God, the synth is awful, the twang is ear-gauging, and the melodies are just okay. Like, there's none that are really bad, it's just... And let's be fair, these would probably be great listens if they were actually composed good, or performed with live instruments, or had better synth. So, the stages, their themes are just kind of taken from the first two Genesis games, and very blatantly, honestly. The most original is Splash Hill. Original's kind of a lie, because it really just mixes the overall look of Green Hill Zone with a little bit of Emerald Hill Zone from Sonic 2. And it's also got gimmicks, because every stage has gimmicks. All you got here are zip lines and, like, that's it. Vines, sometimes. Very inoffensive. The Eggman's boss is a copy of Green Hill Zone, except he slams his ball down on the ground, presumably to give himself whiplash, and the music is the scrapped boss theme from Sonic 3D Black. Why did you bring that back? Okay, moving on. Casino Street Zone. I don't need to say which one this copies, because it's very apparent. That being said, this is probably the best zone in the game. There's only like one gimmick level, and it's one where you walk by cards and you match icons to get a life. It's like poker or something, I guess. And the boss rips off Casino Knight's boss point for point, which is, ugh. Lost Labyrinth is garbage. It's like Labyrinth Zone, but worse. Balls you right on top of. Minecraft's like it's a cheap Donkey Kong Country that doesn't even work half the time. And Blackout segments, which are kind of annoying. And then you get to this puzzle. F this puzzle. Mad Gear Zone has this gear puzzle and rips off Metropolis Zone, but it doesn't have the good music, meaning it's awful. Really. Ugh. The special stages are from Sonic 1, but instead of moving Sonic, you move the stage. Which, that sounds kinda cool to me. This is abhorrent. Okay, this game looks shiny. I mean, look at Sonic. What happened here? He just looks really bad, especially when he gets up to speed. I guess he's supposed to have, like, speed lines coming off him, but it honestly just looks like he's melting. Also, Sonic and the enemies are 3D models, but the background is a 2D image, so nothing looks like it belongs. The momentum is borked. When you roll down a slope for speed, nope. That's not how you gain momentum. How about a spin dash? Nope. So how do you gain momentum? Running in a straight line or hitting a dash pad? Momentum doesn't matter because you have a homing attack to correct yourself. And it doesn't even feel like it's meant for this game. It's just kind of crowbarred in and then you can just... Ugh. Also, you can just kind of walk up walls. The entire game just feels like it's fighting against itself when you're trying to control it, and you, as a player, just kind of suffers. God, it's hard to play. So yeah, Sonic 4 Episode 1 is bad. I mean, it's probably passable on mobile, but for how much you have to pay for it on Steam, no. I believe it's free on mobile, so if you have to play this, then I guess mobile's the way to go. There's no need to play it, especially since Sonic Mania exists. So, I don't really like Sonic 4 Episode 1. That being said, why do I own Episode 2? Look, it was on sale for like $1, alright? You can't blame me. Yes, you can. So let's get this mess started. Oh? Okay, there's actually some promise here. Let's get going. So first off, this game looks so much better. Instead of what happened in Episode 1, everything's a 3D model now, making the game feel just like a little bit better to look at. The physics have also been fixed, kinda, so you can't walk up walls anymore. That's good. It still feels a lot like Episode 1, but a little tighter and level design that's actually built around the physics. And also, it doesn't feel like you're fighting yourself anymore. Like, I can actually get kind of a feeling of flow. It's fun! So, a new mechanic, Tails is on your side. That in of itself isn't new, that's been the same since Sonic 2. But this time, with the press of a button, you can team up with him. In the air, you fly, underwater, you can swim, and on the ground, I'm sure fan artists are having fun with that one. There's also a team-up attack, which I never really saw much, so I'm gonna guess it doesn't get used often. And that's about it. You're either gonna use him a lot or not at all. I really only use him whenever I have to for level progression, or if I'm falling down a pit. The improvements to this game holds into the levels. Instead of being carbon copies of past stages, they're mixes of previous levels. Maybe in Episode 3 that definitely exists and didn't get cancelled because of a stupid marketing. Maybe we might actually get original levels. Castlevania Zone is a mix between Aquatic Ruin and Marble Garden Zone. You get a lot of gimmicks from Marble Garden, but you also get to use the homing attack and running on water. White Park Zone is a mix between Carnival Night and Ice Cap. That's an interesting combo, honestly, and each act kinda has a different theme. Snow for Act 1, Roller Coaster for Act 2, and a combination of both for Act 3. The middle Sonic fight to end it off. You know what? It's a really cool zone. I consider it a highlight for this game. Oil Desert, Oil Ocean and Sandopolis mixed for an alright level. There's wind. Sky Fortress is just Wing Fortress again, although I'll give it a pass this time because Wing Fortress is very underutilized in Sonic 2. It doesn't really feel like a penultimate zone, nor does it really feel like it's up in the sky. Sky Fortress fixes this by having Act 2 be under the ship and Act 3 you run on the walls. Pretty snazzy. Also, the special stages work now. They're the half pipe again, and now we're close to being the best half pipe. But, you know, this is still pretty good. Got some great animation, bonuses for collect certain rings, bonuses for collecting every ring. Tails follows you closer and doesn't lose rings if he gets hit. They were fun enough for me to actually get all the emeralds. Supersonic. This wasn't worth it, frankly. Oh, and there's also red rings, one in each level, and they give you a nice shiny achievement. I haven't gotten this one, and I probably won't. So Sonic 4 Episode 2 is good. It's not great, but it's good. And I think the lukewarm reception of this one might have been the reason we never got Episode 3, because right after that they did rescheduling, meaning this never got a follow-up, and also my favorite game of all time didn't get a follow-up. Rest in peace, Rhythm Thief. Look, I don't know how to say this. I feel like Sonic 4 is like an example of something. Sonic Team does have a problem. Yes, I know technically this was made by Dimps, but it had a lot of oversight from Sonic Team from what I can tell. Okay, how do I put this? Most of what Sonic Team's been making for the past... since Sega left the console industry, hasn't been that good. Like, all the good Sonic stuff has come from other developers or re-releases. Or re-releases developed by other developers. Like, seriously, every single win Sonic has had for the past nearly 20 years at this point have all been by other people. Like, Sonic X was really, really good. Well, okay, that's a lie. Sonic X did well, and that was made by an anime series. Advanced, that was made by Dimps. Same with Rush. A lot of people seem to like Sonic Heroes. I don't think it's that good of a game. But hey, you know, whatever. Then Shadow the Hedgehog comes out after that. I don't know anyone who thinks that's a good game. And then 06, oh no, now all the Sonic fans are going to hate me because I mentioned the one game they seem to be touchy about. But, like, you can't just ignore the bad games and say Sonic is good again when, no, he's not. The three games that came closest to being a win were Unleashed, which, you know, a lot of people didn't actually like, so, you know, and Colors and Generations, which Colors is a good game, and Generations is an amazing game. That's the one good Sonic Team game after that. And, like, right after that, what did we get? Lost World. Then we got Forces. Now there's a new game coming out. And, like, all we saw of Frontiers is just Sonic standing in a hyper-realistic world. That looks like the f***ing Unreal Engine demos. Look, I might be negative, but, like, when you don't show any gameplay, or if the only gameplay you show is just a character standing, I don't have hope, and I just assume you're lying about everything. Look, I might be being negative, and maybe I should have more hope for the future. But, like, the problem with Sonic 4 is not its unoriginality or it having bad physics. That's the reason why the game itself is bad. But the reason why all of this came together were the people in charge, Sonic Team. And sadly, nothing's really changed at Sonic Team since these games came out. It's still the same group. And just... man, I don't know. Just... Sonic Frontiers is honestly a game I'm just expecting it to be bad. Is that a bit too mean? Probably. I'm not doing this because I want to hate Sonic. I love Sonic. I loved the Sonic movie. I love Generations. I love Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. I love the classic games. I love Mania. It's a track record thing, mainly. The last few Sonic games have been really, really bad. At least the ones that have come out of Sonic Team. So, Sonic Team's making a new Sonic game. I'll pass, thank you. Look, I remember some people after Frontiers was shown off saying that this could be the last hope for Sonic. Like, as a game franchise, as a movie franchise, and other cross-media stuff, it would be successful. But this was the last chance for the Sonic games to work out and be a success just as big as the movies. And if this doesn't, then Sonic's gonna fall as a video game icon and just be a multimedia icon. But would that be a bad thing? I mean, Sonic Team hasn't really done a lot of good in the past 10 years. Maybe it is just better for Sonic to be more than just a game. Maybe if the games fell on the sidelines, maybe Sega might actually get their act together and make a good game. Look, I don't want to see Sonic fail. I just want to make that clear. It's just... going by recent history... Ugh. God, I'm sad. Happy anniversary, Sonic. Late anniversary. 30th anniversary at least has a lot of promise to it with the movie. It's better than your 25th and your 15th. And your 10th, where you had to literally bury a grave for your developer's console. Hi, have to say this out loud. Sonic Frontiers turned out to be good. The movie turned out to be good. The collection was kind of rushed. Thank you, Sega, proving they never learned. But at least this time, we finally know it's not Sonic Team doing everything. So, yeah, turns out Sonic's 30th anniversary was really good and very worthwhile. And my complaining about how Sonic is probably never going to be good outside the movies again was all for nothing. Please make fun of old me. I have now changed my stance. That's all. Move on to the next video. Okay, the current time is 6:55. In about 5 minutes, I'm gonna be meeting my cousin Trevor to go to the Lego Brick Fest. So I will be vlogging it. By the way, I just woke up. I need to get going. Okay. For a little bit of context, here's what's going on. Several months ago, my uncle invited me out to Brickfest, and like the day before this happened, he went, oh yeah, it's this weekend, and I had just kind of forgotten. So, I wasn't really prepared. Along with that, he found out he wasn't able to go because he actually had to work that weekend. So, in his place, my Aunt Christy was gonna go, which is pretty cool, because we don't really get to go out with her a lot. It's usually just Carl. So, yay, new experience. But anyways, that short little explanation should have given past me enough time to clean up, make himself presentable. So, let's throw it back to him. So, I got myself together very quickly, and, my cousin isn't here yet. Oh no. Look, the logo's not final yet. I'm actually going to do a proper illustrate thing. I just needed something quickly. Don't judge me. Number 1, haven't given him a proper introduction. Trevor.
So.
Okay. I've not fully waken up yet. Send help. So after that experience, we met up with Christy finally, and then we hit the road. So the final team setup is Trevor, I did that, and newcomer, Christy.
Hi.
Jesus Christ, it's Texas born.
Got
Okay.
GameStop, like a walkthrough.
I just have to say, I love this, like,
The Mixmaster.
yeah, I love this aesthetic. I always call it like the highway maze because of like all this, but like this is like really cool. I love the look of it.
Alex, if you look to the right, you can see a little view.
Yeah, I see it.
Nice little. Now that's not graffiti. They paid someone to do that.
Yeah, they
or
did.
someone volunteered.
There is something beautiful about the cityscape.
It almost looks like the turn will be turning directly into the parking lot.
So
We eventually managed to get to Brickfest after a bit of confusion trying to figure out where we needed to enter. Just made it to the convention center and I have no idea where we're going. None of us do. It's an adventure, ain't that right?
Yep, following our hearts.
We'll get there eventually, I hope. But hey, eventually we got there. We're here. We're VIPs. We have no idea where we're going, so we're just walking. Is that T-Mobile? Good to know.
You're building a big poster, so you just pick a station and you build whatever's there.
Oh, okay.
And then they add it to the big poster.
That's cool.
So we can step over there again if you want.
Perhaps. Y'all want to do that?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, let's do that. Need a really weird-looking American flag. Oh no. Legends of Chima, gone too soon. It's a character from Legends of Chima. Oh no. They've captured the child. I have made my name known. Christy's just gotta be a sweetheart. Here we have Ray's lightsaber, Ray's lightsaber, Ray's lightsaber, Ray's lightsaber, and Ray's lightsaber. No one's gonna understand that joke.
On all of those. The only thing perfectly designed to be built out of Lego.
They actually are Lego Minecraft sets. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Disgust rises from within me. Sorry to interrupt all the footage, but this guy, these two, they're Doom District on Instagram, but he had a lot of like Bionicles. They were mostly made out of Technic, but they integrated parts from like CCBS, the action figure one, yeah. And honestly, they looked so cool. Like, seriously, they have so many cool ones. I'm flipping through the pictures right now. Oh my, I'm not good at taking pictures. Like, they're so good, I will probably link them in the description, because I swear I got pictures of the other ones, but I just... but anyways, after that, we found this guy, who has several world records for walking over Lego bricks, and he had a charity called Little Bricks Charity. It's essentially you donate and they buy Lego sets for hospitalized kids, and they were doing a little thing where you walked over Lego. So I knew what I had to do.
Alex is about to take the Brick Walk Challenge to help hospitalized kids in his community smile. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! Awesome.
But after that, we decided we've run out of stuff to do. Okay, so we're basically done?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
A little hungry too.
Yeah, so yeah, we're pretty much done, I think. Yeah. Unless we want to do that, I don't want to do that again. The line's long. But anyways, once we left the convention center, we didn't want to leave Dallas, mainly because, like, Dallas is like 3 hours away from us, and if we had just gone to that thing for 3 hours, then came back, that would have just been a waste. So we decided to lollygag a little bit. Someone got a video. Water bottle up there. So, yeah. To waste more time, we decided to go to North Park Mall. There was like an avocado in front. For some reason. Y'all, look at all this. Let's see. Look at all. Trevor, we need to go. Things aren't color coordinated. No, I cannot. Yes. This qualifies as modern art.
Is that the new handbag, Alex?
I mean, I'll look into it. I think it's stuck down. This is cool. My favorite Nike car. The air conditioner. And also, here's a picture of me dabbing. There was like 50 people there, and they all looked at me while I did it. I should have been embarrassed. But the fact that I'm putting this video out on the internet shows that I have no shame. The avocado is still there! But yeah, we just kind of walked around the mall a little bit. It was pretty fun. We also kind of ran out of stuff to do because we all went to all the stores we wanted. So we left. But as we were heading down, I realized that the shoes I was wearing were actively falling apart. So we stopped by a Reebok store, and my aunt bought me shoes. So all in all, pretty good day. So, one final wrap up of today. How'd y'all feel?
Good. It was fun.
Yay.
Good. The opposite of hungry.
Well, I'm glad you got to enjoy yourself, Christy, and I'm glad you were here, I guess. I'm very tired. Sounds like I'm gonna end. You should be.
We'll see. It might kick in later, but probably not.
Like overall, yeah, it was fun. I got to hang out with my Aunt Christy, Trevor was there. It was a fun time, really fun. And especially since I got to go to like a mall and I got new shoes. It was overall a pretty good day. Alright, now just time to show how much money I spent. Alright then, let's look at collateral. First off, the Lego bonsai tree. The Lego bonsai tree. One I've been looking forward to for so long. It looks so classy and nice. Especially this one. Might not build it right now, you know, save it for a rainy day, but like, man. These three. I didn't really care which ones I get. I just kind of wanted some of them because I thought they were cool. They are cool. I mean, look at this. I will be honest though, kind of want this skeleton guy. He's just kind of chilling. From the Lego store, I wanted to get the Everything is Awesome set, but that was much, and the too much and the Fiat 500 was too much, so I just got this Frankenstein Brickheads because I really like the book. Yeah, not any other interpretation, just the book. Look what they had in the back. Classic Darth Vader. It's not the new helmet mold, it's a classic one. It's a keychain. Yeah! I also got some soap. It's a good smelling soap. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, I also got this. Yeah! So a bit of a heads up for this one. I wrote and recorded all this like before the Steam version was released. It was originally intended to be like, oh, what 13 islands are they going to add into the Steam version? So instead of like thinking of this as a prediction, think of this as like how I would have done it. Can you, if you can walk with me to that pier, then we'll be good. Alright, thank you. Nostalgia, it's a hell of a drug, so, you know, you really shouldn't dwell on the past, and, you know, you should move on to new things, you know, evolve your taste, expand into brand new things. So for the next 30 minutes, let's dwell on my nostalgia for an old Flash game, Pop Tropica. For those uninitiated, Pop Tropica is a kids game that kind of acted like a safe MMO for kids, kind of like Club Penguin, except it kind of drew back its multiplayer features a lot and focused mainly on the quests, named islands, because, you know, that's kind of the theme. Essentially, every new island was a brand new story, and they were all based around, you know, certain genres of stories, or maybe a clever idea, maybe it's just educational, or mainly you're just gonna be in like the Peanuts or something. Whatever. I played it a lot as a kid, and if anybody's wondering where I dropped off, it was like when they started doing episodic releases. That's just not because I hate episodic releases, although I do hate those. It's just I forgot my password after like the first episode of like the first island where they started doing that, which ironically was like the survival one. So my character died in a forest, basically. But apparently they're still going on with like new content and new islands all the time. You know, that's pretty cool. They're also like actively interacting with the community through like fan design costume contests and talking to fans on Twitter and like doing stuff with fan art. Anyways, there's been a lot of changes over the years, mainly in the past couple of years, because all the old islands were made in Flash, and Flash kind of just got blipped out of existence. Whoops. So, the only islands that really survived, Flash being brutally murdered, are the ones that were made in whatever new coding language they're using. I don't care enough to check. But they said they were going to make those old islands playable sometime like last year, I believe. And now it seems like they've actually done that. They originally announced 13 islands to be available on Steam, but literally in production of this, they put up the Steam page and there's like 17 islands there now. And also, none of them are the original ones. They're just like ones that are still up on the website. Which begs the question why they're even doing that, because like I can still play these. I mean, sure, some of them only have like 2 episodes up, and this one has like all 5 or whatever of all the episodic islands. That's not the point. The point is, I can't play if I can't constantly rely on my nostalgia to find the slightest bit of happiness. I think I just need to see a therapist. And also, like, keep in mind, even if they were keeping only to, like, the old islands, and, you know, even assume they were still doing 13, there was about 40 or so islands that got banished to the Shadow Realm. So even then, they would have, like, a bit to go. So, I've decided to, like, go through all the islands and essentially just pick out which ones I would like them to have put on Steam. Now, I'm not just pulling this, like, out of whatever. I've put myself some, like, category. I've got some categories to fit everything into. Number 1, memorability of the islands. Essentially, do they stand out? Do they have a unique idea? 2, merchandise. Yeah, Poptropica was big. It had merchandise. It had, like, toys, books, 3D, like a DS and a 3DS game, you know, the whole enchilada. And, you know, how an island is represented in, like, merch and stuff would help in the inclusion. 3, someone on Reddit did, like, a fan survey, having fans rank which Poptropica island was their favorite. So, I'm judging that also. 4, how important is it to Poptropica? Like, world building, how the fans took it, etc. Like, what did it include just overall for the whole anything? Number 5, personal preferences, because this is my list and my choices and my opinion reign supreme. Now that I've got the 5 rules established, each island will be fit into one of 4 categories. It will be included, one of the 13 that's included. I'm also choosing 13 and not 17 because that's what they originally announced. Runner-up doesn't take the extra step to get included, but I think it would definitely be included if it was like they were gonna add a second wave of, like, of other islands. 3, no. And 4, licensed. Look, I mentioned this previously, but they have, like, licensed islands from time to time with, like, book franchises mostly, and I doubt they would pay for the royalties to bring them over to Steam. Okay, so with the categories established, let's just get going already. I'll be honest, the first few Poptropica islands aren't that interesting because, okay, in my opinion, 2009 through 2014 was like the peak. That's like when the islands were like just hit after hit. They were really cool. That's besides the point. Early Poptropica is really just kind of a proof of concept that you can, like, beat in like 10 minutes. Like, you run into like a pixelated character, you run around a little island, encounter a giant, you know, basic stuff. And while it is basic, I think it would be an excellent choice for inclusion simply because it is the first island, and also there's like something like it's necessary for a later island, so it should basically just be included for that alone, is what I would be saying. However, the Poptropica fan vote ranked this number 36 of 52 islands. So, no, it's disqualified.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
In Sharktooth Island, there's a shark that is threatening an island. Yeah, that's all I've got. Like, I just don't find this all that interesting. It's like, you run through an ancient ruins, you meet a witch doctor that also had, like, a toy, as well as, like, the Shark Kid had a toy, but I don't think that's enough, in my personal opinion, especially since I forgot those existed. Like, I knew, like, other characters had toys, and I just completely forgot these guys existed. So Time Tangled is a time travel story. Essentially, items from every single time period have been mixed up and the future's destroyed, so you gotta go set everything right. You visit the Great Wall, Da Vinci, Lewis and Clark, etc. It's fun. It's got a lot of cool ideas. I'm not gonna include it though. That's just because I don't really think it left like that much of an impact. Like, there was no books, no merchandise, or anything at all. With that being said, it got like number 12 on that fan poll, so I'd say it's definitely a runner-up.
I am Dr. Rabbit.
Ah, here it is, the eternal classic. The devs woke up, drank some coffee, canceled Monster Carnival Island, and then made this absolute banger. Yeah, it's the island where the mascot of the game comes from. He got toys. He got included in like a super villain island that's coming up later. So I'd say, yeah. So this one is another fan favorite, and it's at this point where I might get the entire Pop Tropica fan base to hate me. I think Superpower Island is just alright. It's not bad. If it was just my opinion, I don't think I would put this island in the 13. And this is where the DS game Pop Tropica Adventures just mosh pits into the fight. Because, yeah, there was a DS game. The DS game's basic thing was, like, it had 3 different islands, and Superpower was one of them. There was also a bunch of toys. Like, none of the actual characters in the island, but there was a bunch of, like, costumes that you could equip onto yourself, sold as toys, and that counts. And also, like, the comic book nerd kid makes several cameos in the future, so it basically fills all my requirements. It's included. Secret Agent Man. The basic plot is a supervillain organization named Bald and Dangerous, very funny, is using a ray to turn people bald, so you join a superhero group to help stop. The plot is as silly as you could probably expect from a kid's game. I just kind of feel like the island is missing like the certain thing to make it cool. It's got a lot of cool like gadgets to use, and that's pretty fun. It was included on like the box of the DS game, but it wasn't in the game. But what's gonna push this over into the inclusion for me is the fact that it got put in like the number 7 position of the popularity poll. So basically, my opinion is moot. Nabuti Island is an amazing and fun island that is a definite inclusion. If it wasn't for the fact that it was based on a licensed book property. It was based on a Choose Your Own Adventure book series called Choose Your Own Adventure. Everyone likes this. It's like the popularity poll. Like, it was one of the top 5, I think. But at the same time, I'm sorry, but this is disqualified. I just think it would be really funny. It's another license island. Disqualified. I really liked this one as a kid, though. It's a mix of sci-fi and fantasy, like Nexo Knights, except before, and also it leans heavier on like the fantasy side. And while I think this one is also just kind of a cool idea, but it didn't click, it's a fan favorite. It's got an iconic villain, got a lot of toys. It was featured in the DS game, and also like it got adapted into a book. Also, there were like Pop Tropica books. I did not know this. This is an inclusion.
You've got a priceless artifact and a pretty girl on your hands.
Included. This counterfeit island is so good, you guys. Oh my god. Essentially, painting is threatened to be stolen. Then you do a bunch of like spy, not really. Look, I don't know how I can easily explain why this island's so good, but it's really cool and really fun. And might be why I like detective type things like Ace Attorney and Detective Conan now. It's cream of the crop. Bam. I really loved this one as a kid, and honestly, I still think it stands out, despite the fact that the whole reality TV thing was parodying. Doesn't really exist because there are no more reality game shows except for like Dancing with the Stars. It got like 21 on the fan poll, which is like but it recently got a sequel. Wait a minute, it got a sequel?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Mythology Island, another fan favorite, so I have to include it under penalty of death. Okay, but seriously, I wasn't that big of a fan of this one as a kid. Replayed it recently and like Flashpoint is pretty solid. Does stand out simply because it's based on Greek myth. It was also in the DS game. So, and you know, it also got remade recently in the new engine they're using. So, you know, there's a good chance this one actually will get included into the Steam version.
You are a pirate!
Number 1, this one is spaced mainly around sailing to different islands. And so why is it called Skullduggery Island? Shouldn't it be more like Skullduggery Archipelago or something like that? Anyways, this is a fan favorite, so yeah, I'd include it just with that. It also got adapted into a book. And also the villain came back, and it's also like really, it's got a lot of playtime behind it, mainly because it's based around like shipping cargo to different islands to sell it. It's essentially teaching kids how to sell stock.
Here comes Codename Steam.
Steampunk sucks as a genre. Like, no steampunk story has ever worked. Honestly, not even this one. Okay, the story, everyone goes missing. Why? Well, because everyone's afraid of something invading and something bad's gonna happen. Well, what's bad? Well, they were doing experiments and that went wrong. Ooh, maybe the experiments they were building, like, is some super weapon that uses like technology and it went haywire, and you know, maybe be a cautious tale about how we're too connected to like technology now. Anyways, that's not what happened. What actually happened is Audrey 2 invaded.
I'm just a mean green mother from outer space, and I'm bad.
It is a fine island, and it got like number 20 on the fan poll. And you know, the fact that it's mostly abandoned does like make it kind of interesting, so I'll put it in like the runners-up category. Another licensed property, I have to disqualify it. I love the Peanuts though.
He's Bigfoot, he's Bigfoot.
Cryptozoology, the study of animals that just do not exist. Bigfoot isn't real, guys, but on this island, they are real, and you decide to take like one step above every other cryptozoologist, where they just go out into a forest and find a piece of fur and go, it must be Bigfoot. And no, you decide to just track down the actual things yourself. And this is a really cool island. It is really solid, really fun. It got adapted into a book. Also, it got like number 1 on the fan poll. I'm including it.
Big iron on his head.
This one got 9th on the fan poll, and look, I'm sorry, I just didn't find this one very interesting. I did replay it recently after writing this. It is... No, I still stand by that. There's cool ideas, but I just don't think it has enough of the gusto to be included in the main stuff. It is a runner-up, though. It's a license. It's disqualified. Magical Treehouse is a licensed property. It is a shame because I love the aesthetic. The ninja stuff's really cool. This got like 11 in the fan poll, and I understand why.
I am small.
Okay, Shrink Ray. I remember this one being hyped up because this was like their 20th island. I mean, it's okay. It's got a couple cool ideas and like cool puzzles and stuff. but I don't think it takes enough steps to like really be a standout. Hey, y'all hold of cult classics? This is one of them, or at least I thought it was as a kid, but this got like 5th in the fan poll. Anyways, I loved this one as a kid. It's a mystery, so you know, it's probably how I came to like Ace Attorney and Detective Conan, but it's a fan favorite, and honestly pretty memorable in of itself. Robots have taken over the world, and you have to win game shows to save the human race. Okay, honestly, it's alright, but I only have 13 islands, and I don't think this one could make the cut. I'm more of a fan of Reality TV Island, and, you know, I'm already that's a minigame collection, and I'm gonna include one other later on, so,
I ain't afraid of no sleep. I ain't afraid of no bed.
It's a ghost story, and honestly, I just love the aesthetic. And I also love the fact that this is the kind of ghost story where the ghost is not trying to kill you, and it's not just like a sleight of hand, oh no, it's actually Mr. Johnson, the carnival owner, trying to swindle people out of his money. It's no Scooby-Doo stuff. It's an actual ghost that's just looking for some peace, and I really like that. Also, like the late 1920s setting is very nice included. You're stuck on the Titanic. Apparently this is also inspired by Moby Dick. I don't remember much about this one. Irrelevance. Man, I loved this island as a kid, and I loved vampires as a kid. Anyways, I just think this is just an alright island. Like, I know I said I like this as a kid and it's very cool, but I don't think it stands out on its own, unlike Ghost Story, which is kind of just in of itself. This is just a generic vampire story, and it's a little bit overplayed. Also, I don't want to add like too many horror islands on this list. This one's a runner-up though.
Lang me your lumdy give me a moose nearly you're gonna away a teardrop in his eye. Hey, she back wee lassie!
Another mythological based island, although this one is based more on Scandinavian myth. A twisted ticket sees construction interrupting the ancient creatures that live in the woods. And I don't remember much, frankly. But I think the aesthetic is cool enough that it can be a runner-up. Poptropolis Games. Apparently people don't like this one that much. I don't know what y'all are talking about. This is like iconic to me. Yes, my personal preference is reaching really far, but stick with me. Once every 100 years, the ancient capital of Poptropica, known as Poptropolis, keep up, this is important lore, rises from the sea to host a tournament created to prove tribal supremacy. Yeah, it's a minigame collection, and it is the most obvious one, if I'm gonna be honest. But what really sells this is, like, the aesthetic, you know, the ancient city lost to time, just rising back up for us to explore and take part in an ancient ritual. It's cool. Also, the fact that it actually did disappear for a bit, like that it sunk again. So with, like, the story, the aesthetic, and general biasness on hand, I'd say this has earned a spot on the inclusion. Even if I was including licensed islands, I wouldn't be including it. It's not even mid. This is just bad.
Oh, poop.
This got a book adaptation, but I'm pretty sure that was less because, oh, this just had a story needing to be told, and more, the book was coming out like at the same time as the island. Be kind of stupid not to. So no, essentially.
We're great at crime.
Poptropica's foremost evil villains are in suspended animation, and you need to travel into their minds to find the source of their evil. It's just kind of fine. In fact, I feel a couple of these kind of just ruin their original stories a bit. With that being said, I will include it on like the runners-up list, because I do think it's interesting enough, and also I do like a lot of these villain characters.
Stop, don't come back.
This is a mix of both the books, the original movie, and the remake of the movie. One problem though, it's a license. No duh. So I can't really include it. Zombie Island is a kid-friendly take on the zombie apocalypse, with all the tropes you'd expect. They had a lot of fun with like the marketing material for this. The fact that they did recently make like a Roblox game for this for some reason, I'd say I'd include it as like a runner-up. So not in the main thing, just a runner-up, because I don't think it's interesting enough on its own.
Hello? Hello?
Night Watch Island. Loved this one as a kid, as you're like night watch in a mall. There's not much to say other than that though. While it is like a memorable island, I wouldn't really consider it the best of the best. It's definitely worthy of a runner-up though. You run around a backlot to help a director make a movie. I'm gonna put it as another runners-up. Do you remember the Epcot ride Body Wars? That? Yeah, it's just Body Wars. No. Poptropica has been taken over by a brand new company, and as these things usually go in the gaming industry, everything's a disaster, everything's broken, and like half the people aren't even there. Not because they've been fired, because they just decided to take a sabbatical, I guess. I do love meta stories, and I do like this one, especially since it kind of dive into actually like the development of video games, which is cool for a kid's game, especially since the game was always advertised as educational, and a lot of times they didn't really do that. But that being said, this one didn't really score very high on that fan poll, so I'm not including it.
Come on and ride, Big Bunyan ride.
Monster Carnival has so much history behind it. And also it is just a good island in of itself, and also it's like ranked really high on that fan vote. So yeah, I'm including it. So, with all that being done, those are all the islands I've played as a kid. However, as I've said before, they added like a lot of islands. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to look through them unscripted and just give my like base reactions to hearing most of these, because I have no idea what most of these are.
Welcome to Tilted Towers.
Yeah, I got the Poptropica wiki up. Okay, so in actuality, like, this was the last island I played, but I only played episode 1. Then I forgot my password. Oops. My best description of this, at least from what I've played, was has anybody read the book Hatchet? Basically that. Mission Atlantis Island was the 40th island on Poptropica. But yeah, I believe this would just be like underseas exploration and a bunch of other stuff. Okay, I've heard a lot of people like really like this one, Poptropicon. But I believe it's like a convention thing. Yes, my favorite song from Aladdin. Okay, number 1, this name is ridiculous, but apparently it was based on a webcomic. So I can't blame Poptropica for the name, I can blame the webcomic. Good to know. Also, I have no idea what like any of this was. Mystery of the Map Island was the 44th island in Poptropica. It was oh my god, there were graphic novels. I remember seeing like some of that in like a Scholastic thing, I think. Would this be considered a license or not? Made in the style of the book series Timmy Failure. Okay. So Timmy Failure Island is based off Timmy Failure. Good to know. Escape from Pelican Rock was the 26th island on Pop Tropica. Oh, it's a prison escape one. A Peaceful Day. Oh, I take it back. Monkey Wrench was the 47th island in Pop Tropica. On August 2019, it was replaced by a different... But why though? Fitu. Crisis Cavern Island is the first island to be released on Pop... Hold on. What? Pop Tropica World? What? I'm sorry, they made a version of Pop Tropica in Unity? So they only did 3 and then just never did anything with it again. Okay, that didn't look as drastic of a change as I thought it was. But also, these things look weird with actual arms and legs and hands. I'm used to the sticks. I'm gonna close this out now because I don't know how to feel. Hey yo, it's the one. Greek Sea Odyssey was the 3rd island on Pop Tropica Worlds. It was also presumably the last one. Snagglemas was the 47th island on Pop Tropica. It succeeded Monkey Wrench Island, and it's the 3rd tutorial at... Hold on. What is Home Island? And also, why does the logo not appear correct? First released on the mobile app at launch, and it was added to desktop. Oh, okay. This was the reality TV sequel I mentioned. And the only reason I knew about this was because I was just looking for stuff, and then Pop Tropica related stuff, and then this thing just popped out and slapped me, and I was very confused. Fairy Tale Island. You know what? I actually like the logo's look here. And you know what? The idea of just running around fairy tales, that definitely actually sounds like something that the old one would have. This isn't really that out of left field. This feels kind of just normal for Pop Tropica. You could convince me that this was an old one that I just somehow skipped. Goofball Island was the 53rd island on Pop Tropica. There's no plot summary. There is no plot. Secret of the Jade Scarab Island is the 24th island. It's the final of the 2021 Dream Island winner to be released. That's really cool. Well, that was certainly an interesting ride. Moving on. Now that that's over with, it's time for the final list overall. And the 13 I would include... I'm not going to say them out loud because I've kind of lost count. So here's the 13. They're up on screen. But you know what? I'll do one even better. I'll just throw out all the rules I have, even the number of islands I have to include. Here's the islands I want in the Steam release. Yeah, all of them. Even the ones that are currently available. You know why? Because they all hold equal value to someone out there. Anyone who has ever played Pop Tropica, every single one of these islands holds a special place in their hearts. Except for Wimpy Boardwalk. No one likes that one, but I would still include it. So I guess the question is now, what would you choose to be the 13 you would choose? Anyways, that's not a question up for me, because I've already said the 13 I wanted to choose. Hi, it's the end of the video, and as you see right here, I got the Steam page for Pop Tropica up. I'm going to look over the islands in just a moment, see how close I got. But I just want to say first, there's a Steam sale going on today. It's a summer sale, you know, you can good deals on stuff. And I thought Pop Tropica would be part of that. As you can see, it is not. So now let's look at the island, see how close I was. And for reference, here's the list I had. I believe I accidentally moved some of these around. One of them, and I just forgot which one. So, these are the only ones that are important. These are the ones I said, hey, here's what I would add. So let's see if I get any, if I've gotten any of them. Again, my list was just oh, hey, here's what I would do it. I think these, are overall the most important. But still, you know. Okay, starting off, it's mythology. I guessed that one. Nice. It's the classic one, and honestly, people were hoping for that. Classic Island, yada yada yada. Meh. There's Shrink Ray Island. I got that wrong. Poptropolis and Monster Carnival, I did say that I'd include those, and those are indeed included, so yay. Time Tangled. Weird choice, but okay. Mystery of the Map. Okay, so that one's based on the manga. Based on the Poptropica comics or graphic novels, whatever they are. Virus Hunter, weird choice, but you know, Virus Hunter onwards aren't backed up on Flashpoint. So, you know, if you want to play through every Poptropica island, you can technically play the old ones on Flashpoint. Do it through get the ones that aren't on the website yet on here, which is like only 3 of them, I believe, and maybe the episodic islands, because I could see them in the corner. And then like just make an account to do the 2 on Poptropica Worlds, I guess. 24 Camp. Why is this one out of order? I don't get that. Galactica. They're doing licensed islands. I'm amazed. I genuinely thought they wouldn't pay the money for that. Wow. Mock Tropica, again, not one of my first picks, but I still think it's a pretty cool idea, so yeah. Escape from Pelican Rock, that is a Prison Break thing, so that sounds really cool and people like it, so yeah, let's do that. Reality TV Wild Safari, that is the sequel, and could they have not just done the original? I mean, I know it takes work to like recreate all of it, but still. Another one based on the book, and the episodic islands. These are the only 4 episodic islands, and oh, it comes with realms. I remember seeing something about this. It's like you could build your own islands or something. I don't remember. Ooh, the common rooms. That's something that is actually not a thing that is currently on Flashpoint, because that's really hard to replicate. So yeah, that's actually really cool. This thing requires 2 gigabytes of space? Anyways, this has been the end credits. I have social media and some other stuff in the description. Enjoy that, I guess. Jeez. That long yawn means I need a nap. I'm going to bed. Bye. So, how are we all doing this morning?
No, sir. I didn't like it.
Sweet Nokia N-Gage.
The forbidden story begins.
Oh, made in a Blackwater. Except it's not that. It's the same Fatal Frame.
You're all ready.
Fist of the North Star.
Box with familiar characters from Fist of the North Star. They'll be your instructors in exercise mode, leading you through various boxing drills. Defeat as many enemies as you can with just your fists in battle mode, or take on rivals in boss battles, including Jaggy. Fitness boxing. Fist of
I've
the
never
North Star
seen this, but this is the
launches on Nintendo
exact
Switch,
kind of
March
stupid I like.
2023. It's a wonderful life for a new generation. After nearly 20 years,
oh, they're
a beloved
remaking
farming
another
experience is
Harvest Moon
reborn.
game.
Oh, squids. What did you think?
Yummy.
Please take a look at this.
Taking my fucking Octopath Traveler, isn't it?
Introducing a brand new game in the Octopath Traveler series.
I'll play that new code again.
8 new travelers. A magical home is waiting for you. Blast from the past.
We're
Celebrate
eating
the 35th
good tonight.
anniversary of war peace between humans and monsters. More Nintendo 64 games are on the way.
What's the price cut now?
Pilot Wings 64. Mario Party.
Okay, yeah, that's good get.
Mario Party 2.
What the do you have to do if you have one?
Mario Party 3.
Oh, so just all the Mario parties.
Pokemon Stadium.
That's pretty good.
Pokemon Stadium 2. 1080 snowboarding.
Ooh.
Excite Bike 64.
Hey.
These games will
This
gradually
is
be added
almost
in the
starting
future.
to
You can play a
worth it.
selection of Nintendo 64 games and enjoy many more gaming benefits with an active Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack membership.
No.
Oh, and there's one more game we should mention.
GoldenEye. GoldenEye. And everyone's losing their damned minds right now, I guarantee it. Yep, go online play GoldenEye. That's a really
Why
good
not
get,
mix
actually.
things
So
up
many
with
people are
these
gonna get it
Nintendo
now.
Switch games. Mario Strikers Battle League, where 8 players locally on one system can get gritty, is getting a second free update.
No!
Monster are Pauline, a physical
Yeah, I was
powerhouse
expecting
with fast
that.
movements and strong tackles. And Diddy Kong, a midfield speedster with dazzling
Characters
techniques and
that
eye
should have
contact
been in the game at launch.
Plus, more
Christ.
gear and another stadium are being added. The second free update launches this month. Wave 3 is on the way.
They're not announcing Wave
Here's a
3.
sneak peek at 2 courses racing into Wave 3.
Maybe they saw the
Now
leaks and went,
known as
it,
Tour.
they know it. Peach Garden, baby!
Mario Kart DS. Wave 3 of the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
They
Booster
only
Course
showed
Pass
2.
DLC for the
We
Mario
know
Kart
the
8 Deluxe
entire
game
thing.
launches this holiday.
Should have been in the game at launch.
Of course, you can play these locally. Additionally, up to 8 players online can play at the same time on the same course in survival golf. Those with the most
Battle
votes will be-
Royale Golf.
We previously announced that the update would release this fall. However, we'd like a bit more time for development, so the update is now planned for this holiday.
Get
Wait just a little longer.
No. Should have been at the game at
Next,
launch.
we have a special guest. Mr. Miyamoto.
Chris Pratt just walks on. Hello,
it's
I
been
am
a
Chris
while.
Pratt.
I'm Shigeru Miyamoto.
We're gonna see a
I
Mario
have a
movie
few things I'd
trailer.
like to share with you today, including some news. First, as you may have heard, the Super Mario Bros. Animated movie we're developing with Chris Meledandri from Illumination will release next spring. And Super Nintendo World, which is entering its second year at Universal Studios Japan, will also open in Hollywood, California in the US. Recently, we've been
Whoops,
working on the
sorry.
finishing touches for both. Today, I'd like to talk a little bit about Pikmin. It's been over 20
don't do
years
this
since
to
the
me.
first game.
Don't do this
Still
to me.
working on the series. This is Pikmin Bloom. It's a smart fun. It's a very easygoing play experience you can enjoy just by taking it with you. I hope you'll try it out. Okay, now to the main event. Please take a look at this.
Donkey Kong, Pikmin 4, Mario movie trailer, who knows? Pikmin 4! Either Pikmin 4 or it's Pikmin 1 Remastered, but I'm going with Pikmin 4. Yep! Finally! I'm really happy about this. I was expecting more, but you know what? The fact that it's close is happy.
Pikmin 4 will launch in 2023. We won't be showing any gameplay today. However, you'll be able to play like this, from the Pikmin's perspective near the ground.
Looks like same crew
also
from
made a new
Pikmin 3
t-shirt.
will hear. Over here.
Nintendo Switch has made controlling the game simpler, meaning you can further concentrate on the core essence of Pikmin gameplay. We call it dandori in Japanese, or strategically planning, deploying, and commanding the Pikmin. I hope you're all looking forward to Pikmin 4. Thank you.
Can you survive the season of death?
I mean, I've made it this far into the Nintendo Direct, so I should be able to.
cultivate a
What the
peaceful
f is
fun
with
life
all
in
the
the village
farming
of Luigi.
games?
The season of death quietus continuously returns, threatening to destroy all. Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland.
One day, a spaceship crash lands on planet Popstar.
It's like, I'm interested
Magalore
now.
Return to his home planet, Kirby and his friends set off on an adventure. In addition to sword, whip, and other familiar copy abilities, the new Mecha copy ability makes its debut. Blast foes from a distance, or punch
This
them
is
up
one of
close.
the few, like, copy abilities
packed
added
with
in a
other
remake,
powerful
which I
moves
think
as
the
well.
only one was in,
The
like,
game
Kirby's Epic
supports
Yard.
local play for up to 4 players
This
on
one
the same
actually, like,
system.
kind of really fits.
Plus, everyone can play as Kirby while using their favorite copy abilities. There's also a collection of sub-games to play. This includes the new sub-game Magalore's Tome Trackers, and returning ones like Samurai Kirby. All sub-games can be played with up to 4 players.
There's a lot of new ones from older games.
An adventure of deluxe proportions awaits.
I'm okay with this. This is pretty cool.
Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe launches on the Nintendo Switch system.
I'm glad at
February
least HAL is
24th,
still going above and
2023.
beyond.
Pre-order.
Let me guess, it's the Breath of the Wild 2 thing. I was hoping for Donkey Kong or Tomodachi Life. That's why I shouldn't. Breath Wild! Wildy breathy. Disclaimer. This video is just a fun little experiment between me and my friends where we watch the movie Dusk's Dawn. It's a My Little Pony fan animation, and of course we poke a lot of fun at the production quality and everything else. But it needs to be stated, we do not intend to, like, actually bully anyone here. This is all meant for fun, and honestly, we all actually very much... Well, I very much appreciate the fact that they even did it in the first place, because that probably took a lot of effort and courage. And without talking about the final product, I'm very happy they were able to get something out, and I'm very proud of them for that, even though I don't know them, but you know. And I say this mainly because they've gotten too much hate over the 10 years this has been out, and since it's the 10th anniversary, people are probably going to start again, so I just thought that needed to be said. We do not condone other people go and bully them. Do not do that. That is awful. Anyways, yeah, that just needed to be said. Second disclaimer. One of my friends throws up. Hello, everyone.
But I don't like surprises.
Welcome, everyone, to a thing. I have these fools with me. Okay, for people who don't know, which is probably going to be everyone, would y'all like to introduce yourselves?
Nah.
Welcome back.
Okay.
I'm Strag Adventure Boy.
I am Flippo. I don't do anything.
So, y'all are probably wondering, what I'm gonna subject you to today.
I think I already have a idea of what you are going to subject to us.
Really? Okay, guess. What are you thinking?
We're watching.
I'm thinking about the Cat in the Hat live action movie.
No, that's too high quality.
To that, I mean, just say it. Just tell us.
Okay.
2001 Space Odyssey is pretty cool.
I can look. Okay, I'll give y'all a hint. It is something about probably the cringiest franchise you know. I will give you a hint. Out of all the franchises you know in the world, which one is the cringiest?
Trolls.
That's the first
Troll.
Okay, what's the cringiest fan base you know?
Rhythm Heaven.
No, dude.
But anyways, no. Okay, so this is... number one, I was referring to the My Little Pony fan base. You know, bronies and all that.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty cringy.
Yeah, they're not only cringe, most of them have... I don't actually want to get into the brony fandom and the crimes against humanity they've committed.
Maybe we just don't talk about bronies.
Too bad, we're watching a brony fan animation.
Yay!
But now, can you guess which one?
Equestria Girls.
Smile.
That's Flippo, that is just an actual movie?
No, they had a series.
Yeah, but that's not a fan series. That's an official series.
The moment you take something that's an animal and then you turn it into human, that's the same moment it becomes a fan series.
But it's official.
Friendly.
We're watching Dusk's Dawn, you idiots.
Yay!
That's my favorite movie.
Get in the room. Get in here.
Get in here, you fool!
Oh my gosh, what is this?
You're gonna miss the theme song.
You're not missing much. I swear to God.
Okay, listen, I'll do the countdown, okay? 3, 2,
I've already started.
Play. Okay. I don't like this already.
I don't either. Ah, yes, trees.
Oh my gosh, splash animation is at its peak.
Perfection.
You know what's ironic is that the actual My Little Pony series was animated with Flash.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. This is using the exact same...
So cool. Cold even. I hope nobody will notice. I left that hill snowy during Lassie wrap up.
Okay, hold on. No. What the fuck did he just say?
I thought he got hit by something, but he still has a smile on his face.
He nicked his wing on a branch, and it completely screwed up his flying pattern. Flying in the sunshine. Oh, the bunny.
I have no idea what's going on.
I hope you don't see my bunny butt.
What the
Someone made this and was like, this is serious.
I mean, probably, because this was like a 2011 thing. Irony wasn't invented back in 2011.
I would rather watch Smile.web.
This is literally just a rip of the. That's a trace over.
Yes.
And the book shutting.
Project Interlude.
Project Interlude. What kind of a name is Interlude?
An original episode by Bronies for. Oh my god.
Oh, so no wonder it's garbage.
All of the
I'm not.
Neckbeard members unite.
He rode that breeze all right.
You still haven't cleared that hill yet? Well, Breeze Rider, what if the Denoir family says something?
This isn't what this character looked like in the intro.
I feel like
the female I acquired to voice this female pony, I had to pay her to do it.
I'm surprised they were able to find a girl at all.
I feel like this thing is already, it's just taking itself too seriously.
Until then.
Yeah, it's just like, it went for like a funny little opening joke, like the normal My Little Pony did. And now it's just gone, and now it's just super edgy seriousness.
But as you see, it went from like negative 100 to like 100.
Ah, yes.
9? In horse years?
This is an actual child.
This is an adult.
Why is there a song?
It's different because he can work.
I need an adult. Oh, I am an adult.
Alex, what are you showing us?
I don't remember. I just remember watching this 7 years ago and going, what the hell?
I wrote this song in my mother's basement.
No! What the the lyrics, we're 3 minutes in and this is already pain.
It's like...
This guy who's providing the lines, he's got the world's biggest neck beard.
No, the writer does. Because, like, I'm pretty sure this guy has, like, an actual good singing voice.
Breeze Rider.
I think...
is the neck beard.
But it says it made for bronies by bronies.
Oh, you're right.
When I just hear the word brony, I think of like I think
like
of my
this,
cousin Cody.
This shouldn't be ponies.
This
should just be its own thing.
Probably. That probably would have been a better choice.
It's good enough to be its original idea.
You take that back.
I'm dead ass.
Of course you do, my little one.
Clones! The Clone Saga.
This'll be so fun. And we
Pleased to meet you. And I was the theater teacher's pet.
Oh, we're doomed. Hold on.
His hair grew
His
into
hair,
a Naruto trace over.
His hair became Miles Edgeworth's hair.
His hair
Exactly.
became James.
This is
from Pokemon. Is this thing gonna be a song?
I need a cigarette.
This thing predicted the Wario apparition. In all seriousness, this was pretty well performed.
Oh wait, that's right. I think that's because like the person who sang this eventually became like an actual singer.
Hang on, can we go back to that Aqua Fresh pony really quick?
Man is just toothpaste.
That's the
Man is just toothpaste.
No, he's also the freaking Grateful Dead or whatever it is band logo.
How are you doing?
I have a tattoo of a weight. I have a tattoo of a weight on the side of my leg, so that implies that I work out and I'm very strong. Plot. Oh, so much plot is happening right now.
There's a lot of homoerotic subtext in this scene.
Tempest? Everyone's trying to play it. Hurry to the arcade.
Oh my god, this is a Tony Flag?
Okay, look, this story is great, but can we just skip this cutscene and get to the game already? Christ.
Can you also make his hair blow the right way? Okay, there you go.
How would you know?
Because the wind is blowing to the left and their hair is blowing to the right. It doesn't make sense.
That is just the same house multiple times.
And when he turned his head, his hair was blowing in the right direction the wind was going, so it actually looked right.
No.
I was waiting to yell at you.
I've been standing here the whole time waiting for you to appear.
Why do her chopsticks have a flower?
Hard cut.
I'm going to run headlong into your tornadoes of
This. Whoa! Whoa! Stand back. This.
It's just someone made this and put their whole entire heart and soul into it, and it's just,
and probably paid multiple actors to voice characters.
It's just like I made a pony cartoon and it's so serious. The plot is serious and it's amazing. There's like 9 OCs happening right now. I know where they live.
Give me a second take.
Be quiet, Flippo. That's you as a horse. Will you leave?
Just the Ganon electricity.
When was this released?
2011.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is gonna be. This is its 10. October 11th. It's gonna be this game. This film's 10-year anniversary.
It's just all these voice actors. It's just like, wow, you had a nice paycheck, didn't you?
Bro, this is a Brony fan animation. No one got paid.
Look at my macaroni art. My evil macaroni art.
It's us, Iris. Were you scared?
Yes, I was.
But not of you.
Yeah, look, we took care of outside. Iris.
I wasn't afraid of you. I was afraid of myself.
Do you think the others are all right as well?
Why do they all have a symbol on the side of their leg?
That's something in the actual show that I don't actually care enough about to explain. It's just a thing. People come of age and then they get tramp stamp, you know? You didn't do that?
Oh wait, are you explaining cutie marks?
I got Mayor Adam West branding on my butt.
Ah, okay.
Oh no. Well, he left.
Did somebody mention the Door to Darkness? I'm the dark, edgy pony.
This dialogue hurts me.
Get me that scepter.
He left. He did what I said.
Motherfucker just left. I'm sorry, what's this guy's name?
What? Why slots in My Little Pony cartoon?
In control of my powers.
Lightsaber sounds?
Oh, my powers.
Oh my god, he did mention the door to darkness.
I didn't foresee that. Maybe there's a spell that I can. Oh, well, maybe another time.
What?
Flippo was about to freaking throw up.
Just about me had it.
Now he's asleep.
What happened?
Everything began a few hours ago.
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, man.
Why'd you?
That's how you transition from skipping over the story.
Hey, I kind of wish they would have given a recap. I actually would like to know what's going on.
Or at the very least, a wipe transition and not just like cut away to instantly.
Just.
Will do. Bye.
I'm actually vomiting right now, guys.
Jesus. Flip. This is so appalling. Flippo was actually just dying.
You guys want proof? Here it is. I'm throwing up in the backyard.
I don't want to see that. Oh, get him away from me.
A man is just dying in my colon. I don't care.
Oh my god.
Oh,
shit. Ponies.
Are you really throwing up because of ponies?
Yeah.
Oh, we killed
like that.
We killed Flippo.
Can we cut it off here?
Sure.
I don't even think we're comprehending what's happening.
No, we're
This
just.
guy sat down. This guy, he sat down and he said, "I'm gonna make a serious pony cartoon, and it's gonna be the best cartoon."
This thing literally gave a man indigestion.
Yeah, like I'm throwing up red, like it's like blood or something.
That's not good.
I'm not a drinking man, but
Well,
this is gonna make me one. I feel like I need a cigarette or something.
But
Do we need to call like an ambulance for you or something?
No, it's just I don't know why this guy would make a pony cartoon.
Just okay.
I can't believe this actually affects him in this way. This is
Jesus.
Oh no, it's just so bad. Just the idea of some dude sitting down and being like, "I'm gonna make a pony cartoon," and I love it. It's just that's not good.
Jesus Christ.
It actually makes the man sick.
1 out of 5 stars. My friend literally threw up while watching it. Would watch again.
We didn't even finish it.
I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's okay. It's totally understandable.
Sorry, folks.
I'm just.
Why would you make me watch that?
Because it's funny.
I can't believe I threw up on camera.
Also, by the way, no joke. He actually did throw up. This is not a bit. Wait, stop the end card. Hi. I know we throw a lot of we make a lot of jokes and throw a lot of trash at this project, but I do have, like, a sort of respect for them. Like, I'm not judging them at all, because honestly, even though it is bad, it obviously took a lot of effort, and I am happy they were able to get their stuff out there. And like I also said, they've gotten a lot of trash over the years. That's even how I found out about it in the first place, people dunking on it. So, yeah, I just want to say, it's cool that they even did that in the first place, even if it did end up bad. Also, they are still active, so if they eventually do make a follow-up in some way, well, you got at least 3 people that are gonna watch it. Okay, now play the end card.